All right. So this is something that a lot of people don't realize they can do. This is kind of maybe, I mean, I wouldn't
It's a
say it's like
secret.
our secret, but I don't see people talk about it very much. But it's something that I feel like we've perfected over our last
Well, and I feel like
several
we didn't
trips.
even discover really that this was, I mean, we might have done it in a pinch here and there, but we didn't really discover this as like a viable technique until maybe the last year or so, don't
And
you
this is
think?
something we now do for
Constantly.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go book a lightning lane. This is our first one of the day. It is about 10 a.m. So we're gonna go see what's available here. We're gonna look at Indy. That was kind of what we were thinking we might grab. So it's out to 250, which is obviously further than we'd like because that's gonna mean we have to take the 2-hour penalty for sure. But we're gonna grab it anyway. And then we're just gonna spend a little bit of time trying to modify it down to an earlier time. So you're gonna go and click on it. You don't want to click cancel. Don't do that. That will start your booking time back over. So like we just booked at 9:45, which means we can book again at 11:45. And if we cancel, it starts our time over. And now we have a new one. Oh, look, she got 1:15. That's a little better. Let's see if we can do even better. See, it's back to 250. So then you're going to toggle. Just going to kind of keep refreshing like that. And you can do this every few minutes. You don't have to do it all at once. Just if you're waiting in a line or sitting down to wait for some food, you can just kind of leave your phone open and do this every few minutes.
It's like a game. Back and forth, but it's worth it.
Now you see it's going up to 255, so the time's actually going further out at the moment. We're just going to keep toggling.
Just hope somebody else cancels sooner.
1250.
12:50.
But you want to
it
double
says-
check
so-
because you don't want to grab that because sometimes it'll mess you up.
You'll think you can grab it, but don't. Just double check here and make sure it still says that 12:50 or whatever it said. If not,
You're
you'll
gonna
you'll
mess your
swap
time
and
up.
you'll go to the worst time.
So don't confirm that
Don't
change.
want it. Cancel. I'm gonna go back. Try to modify it again. Still don't want it. We'll keep messing with this and we'll let you know if we can get a better spot.
Okay, so we walked back to Batu, as you can hear in the background. And as we were walking, we just worked on toggling. And we managed to get our lightning lane down to 11:25, which works a lot better. That's only about an hour away. So we're going to go get on Rise of the Resistance. And hopefully by the time we're off of that, it'll almost be our time. So that's what happens when you toggle. We saved ourselves some time on scheduling the next lightning lane. We can now schedule the next one as soon as we have checked into this one instead of having to wait till noon for our next booking. And we get to ride it quicker. So let's go.
This is where stacking comes in. And we try to do this with rides when we are about to go take a break because, again, you don't want to have to wait 2 hours between every hard to hit ride. Sometimes it's easier to take those 2-hour penalties at times that it's not important for you to be doing things actively.
All right, we took a break this afternoon and wanted to show you what an example of stacking is. So at about 1 o'clock, we grabbed Guardians of the Galaxy, Monsters After Dark. It was already to about 3 o'clock, but we ended up moving it to an 8 o'clock because that worked out better for us. But we did that one, waited our 2-hour penalty until 3, and then we booked ourselves a Toy Story Midway Mania for 5:40 p.m. Then we waited our 2-hour penalty till 5 p.m. and grabbed Soarin'. So now it's 6 o'clock, 6:10, you can see, and we are gonna go do Toy Story, then Soarin', then Guardians. We've stacked our night. We did it while we were having a dining reservation and taking a break, but now we get to do multiple rides all in a row. And actually, Soarin', since that was our most recent one, once we scan into that, we can then book another lightning lane for the night. So this is what stacking means for your evening.
So that's the stacking situation. You're never stacking first thing in the morning. If you're stacking first thing in the morning, it just means you're wasting 2 hours between every ride. Stacking only applies at times when you're no longer actively needing those attractions currently.
Because you will always do better booking and scanning in versus taking that 2-hour penalty. If you take a 2-hour penalty all day long, the maximum amount of rides you're going to get on is like 6 or 7 rides. Where
and it's painful. It's a painful 6 and 7. And you have to be lucky enough that by the time you're booking ride number 4, it's not completely out of lightning lanes because it's already 7 p.m. at that point.
Yeah.
Like it's not practical to go about your day that way. And people that look at it that way and say, you can just stack all these up for afternoon or whatever. The only way that makes sense is if you're not going to be in the parks wanting to ride those things. I mean, I'm not going to toot our own horns here, but I feel like this gave you a pretty comprehensive view of Genie Plus and what you can expect. And yeah, maybe we fumbled a couple times, but also this was amazing. And also it's not called Genie Plus. It's called Lightning Lane Multipass.
You're welcome. On that lovely note, thanks for being here. Have a good day.